much honored to host you as we formally recognize the achievements of our graduates and later showcase the creativity and innovation developed within our programs. In closing, I wish to thank you for joining us on this very important occasion, and you are most welcome to enjoy the event and be with us up to the end. Thank you.
Known as finest designer. I'm a streetwear designer, I'm a celebrity stylist, and founder and owner of Sami Finest Fashion House. It is an honor standing where I once sat today. 3 years ago, I was sitting where you are currently sitting. Then, after a while, I have been through this journey together with the school. So the school proudly, through my journey, the school has really contributed a lot. They believed in me the first day I joined here. Teacher Gloria was my teacher. She's here. Saitoti believed in me the first day I joined here. Then he used to assign me a lot of duties. So I used to do a lot for the school, and it really helped me throughout my journey.
Learn to find your space in the world beyond the school. Ideally, there's no perfect formula. On stage right now, we have men and women who've made their path, and that's the reason why they're on stage, on both sides of the stage, yeah? So ideally, I want you to look at the people on stage and see that they are here because they achieved something. Now, to achieve that something, you need purpose. Embrace your role in society. Whilst the fashion students may think of fashion as just a very small niche in the world of industrialization, it is a very dynamic industry that also ties down to the students of media at the very front there, yeah? So find your space beyond just the area that you're in. You may be surprised that you may be a fashion student, but then you're working in the film industry, you're working in media, you're also working in comic book creation. There are so many ways for you to find your space. I want you to think beyond the natural, think beyond the ordinary, and find your space beyond what people consider ordinary. Thank you.
Great day. It's not just like graduation, as many as other speakers have said, is a beginning. So I have a small thing to you. Today, as I stand here before you, is a room filled with color, texture, and boundless imagination. I can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of pride. You, my brilliant students in fashion and design, have reached this milestone. You've sketched late nights, pinned fabrics until your fingers ached, critiqued each other's work with honesty and love, and transformed ideas into garments that tell stories. Today we'll celebrate not just your days in class, we are not just celebrating your diplomas, but the extraordinary creators you've become. Looking back, I remember your first days in class. Most of you, we seem ripped, right? Yes, a lot. So, and it was difficult to start. But some of you have arrived with overflowing sketchbooks and wild dreams. Others were more reserved, discovering your voice stitch by stitch. We've shared moments of frustrations when a pattern couldn't drape or a fabric or your design couldn't come as you wanted. So, but a sustainable fabric sourcing challenges for those going to Gikomba and some places, but you've learned that design isn't just about beauty, it's about problem solving, empathy, and innovation. You've explored trends, but more importantly, you've questioned them. You've embraced diversity in silhouettes, cultures, and bodies, reminding us that true style celebrates extraordinary. A simple thread becomes a narrative, a scrap of fabric becomes a statement that what we create reflects the world we want to live in. Remember this, the fashion world is fast-paced and ever-changing, as finest have said, but your unique perspective is timeless. There will be rejections, trends that fade overnight, and moments of doubt, but just as you've iterated on designs, prototyping, refining, and perfecting, you'll do the same in your careers. Embrace failure as fitting adjustments. It's how masterpieces are made. To the families and supporters here today, thank you for nurturing these talented individuals, for the late-night encouragements, and for believing in their dreams. When the path seemed uncertain, graduates, as you go forward, whether launching your own brands, joining iconic houses, or innovating in sustainable design, carry this with you. Design with purpose, create with courage, and never stop dreaming in color. You've already made us so proud. Now you go with your mark to the world. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Just the completion of your studies, but the perseverance, curiosity, and resilience that brought you here. Each of you has faced challenges, stretched your limits, and grown in ways that go far beyond textbooks and exams. So you all agree? From sim reaping to transniting to energy drinks and transniting again. I'm sure you'll never forget fashion school. So as your teacher, I have the privilege of watching you transform into thinkers, creators, and leaders ready to shape the world. But remember, success is rarely achieved alone. If you ever attended my life skills class, I'd always tell you, make sure you collaborate. Network and collaborate with other people. If you know a photographer here who is graduating from the School of Media, don't just go telling them, I don't have money. I want you to make my video for free. I will post and tag you. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them you don't have money. Tell them, I have a collection, and you can showcase your art through my collection. Then find a model. Let them model for your clothes, for you. Then the photographer will do the thing for you. Then, success. Anyway, so in our life skills class, we often spoke about the importance of networking, not as a mere exchange of contacts, but as the building of genuine relationships that open doors, spark ideas, and create opportunities. The connections you make in this room and beyond it will be as valuable as the knowledge you carry. Graduation is not the end of learning. It is the beginning of applying knowledge with courage, compassion, and collaboration. Carry forward the friendships you've built, but then most of the people you've met during your studies in Delight might make your best friends for life. I hope you know that. Yeah. So carry forward with your friendships, with the friendships you built, the lessons you've learned, and the confidence that you carry, that you can rise to any occasion. The world is waiting for your ideas, your energy, and your integrity. Congratulations, class of 2025. Stand tall, celebrate this moment, and step boldly into the future. You've earned it.
Good morning, respected faculty, teachers, fellow graduates, and our honored guests. Today is meaningful to all of us, but for me it carries special significance as I stand here as the first student to graduate in graphic design at Delight Technical College. This moment is more than a personal achievement. It marks the beginning of a creative path that will continue to grow within this institution. Being first did not mean walking this journey alone. I received guidance, structure, and constant encouragement. I am especially grateful to Teacher Ian, whose mentorship, patience, and belief in my potential shaped not only my technical skills, but also my confidence. There were moments when designs failed, ideas fell short, and deadlines felt too close, but every correction and critique pushed me to improve. This journey was built on learning, mistakes, feedback, and growth. Graphic design taught me that creativity is not just about talent, it's about persistence, showing up, fixing what does not work, and trying again. Sometimes that meant redesigning the same projects more than once, or learning the hard way that saving your work is not optional. I sincerely thank Delight Technical College for believing in this course and giving me the opportunity to be part of its foundation. Introducing graphic design was a bold step, and I'm proud to be among the first outcomes of that vision. I am deeply grateful to my parents for your sacrifices, encouragement, and belief in me. Thank you for supporting my dreams and keeping me focused. To the students who will come after me, being first is not about being perfect. It is about starting when the path is still unclear and trusting the growth will follow. The standard has been set, but it is meant to be raised. And to my fellow graduates, we made it. Different courses, different challenges, but the same finish line. Congratulations to the class of 2025, and thank you all.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Makofi tafadhali. With that same energy, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce a girl who has clearly used all Monster energy drinks, to Predator and all energy drinks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor of having Miss Neris. Makofi tafadhali.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected administration, devoted guardians, my fellow students, and the graduating class of 2025 of Delight Technical College. Good morning. Standing here as the valedictorian of the year 2025 for the fashion department, my heart is filled with deep gratitude and humility. Thank you for your patience, unwavering support, and dedication throughout this journey. There were moments that challenged us and moments that tested our strength and belief. Yet, within these walls, we found more than education. We found understanding, encouragement, and a safe, nurturing space to grow, to dream, and to become who we truly are. Delight Technical College did not just teach us fashion, it nurtured our talent, shaped our character, refined our discipline, and built our confidence. And for that, we are forever grateful. To my fellow student and the graduating class of 2025, today is not the end of the journey, rather it is the beginning of a greater and more challenging one. This is our moment to step into the world carrying the name Delight Technical College on our shoulders, boldly and confidently showing the world that we were trained by the best and prepared to serve with excellence. To our guardians, mentors, friends, and everyone who supported us financially, emotionally, physically, and mentally, this victory is yours too. We are proud for how far we've come, and we hope we have made you proud. As we go out into the world, we promise to keep shining, keep creating, and keep honoring the foundation laid for us here. Thank you, and may we move forward boldly, gracefully, and purposefully, shining as the ambassador of Delight Technical College. Thank you, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2025.
Thank you very much.
Habari zenu. Asante sana. Congratulations to graduates. So I'm an ex-banker, like she said, and also I founded Nuria Bookshop. We support over now 2,800 African authors. We mainly showcase African authors, and we turned 10 this year, December this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculties and teachers as well, today we stand at the edge of the future, a future that is not waiting to be discovered, but one waiting to be created by you guys. Until the lion learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. There's an African proverb which is amazing. As Africans, our stories were never told by us, so now we are rewriting. So, graduates, the world has told you your story for long enough. From today onwards, you become the writers, the architects, the innovators of your own destiny. Write boldly, create boldly, dream big, start failing early. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go further, go together. Learn to collaborate. The future you are walking into is not built by geniuses or individuals alone, but through collaboration, through community, and through collective intelligence, which is very key. The next era, actually currently where we are now, will be powered by AI, biotechnology, blockchain, clean energy, and the rebirth of African innovation. And which is very, very important as young Kenyans or Africans. By 2050, we'll be the youngest continent who will be below 35 years. So build networks early, invest in one another, support each other, make sure your success creates path for those who are behind you. Be a builder, don't be a destroyer. No matter how long the night, the dawn will break. Many of you fought through personal storms to reach this day. Financial hardships, doubt, rejection, and loneliness. Yet you stand. You are the dawn. You are the future. You have proved that resilience is Africa's oldest technology that needs to be harnessed. Carry resilience into the future. It will serve you more than any degree. A future bigger than imagination. You are the pioneers of this era and the next era. You are the generation that will build smart cities powered by renewable energy, blockchain, and AI. You will create digital libraries, that's what we are working on now, where Africa's wisdom will live and will be preserved. You will design machines that think and systems that will heal our culture and unite us. The future is not coming towards you. The future is coming from you. Be a builder, not a destroyer. When the roots are deep, there's no reason to fear. The cradle of humanity comes from us, and we must build it. Your roots are deep, your culture is deep, your education, your resilience is limitless, your imagination is limitless. Do not fear the wind of change, embrace it. Become this storm that shapes the world. To the graduating class 2025, may you walk into the future with courage. May you carry Africa with pride. May you build what has never been built. May you dare what others call impossible. And when history looks back at this moment, you may say, here stood a generation that did not wait for the future, but they invented it. Things have fallen apart. It's time to bring them together. It's time to build, time to create, time to outcompete the world. Go build. Go build for the next generation. We are one. We are Africa. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Asanteni.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, sir, for the nuggets of wisdom. Please allow me, with a round of applause, to welcome Miss Emali Jackie.
Good morning. Salam alaikum. Shalom. Hamjambo. Mko poa? Okay, thank you. The management, the faculty, and trainers of Delight Technical College, parents and guardians, partners, friends, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the class of 2025. How are you ni? Hizo salamu mnakazia. How are you ni? Some years ago, I had a dream. I wanted very badly to become a model. I still do, by the way, yeah? But there was a problem. I am terrified of cameras. So, that being the case, we know life has an ionic way of guiding us. Often we think we've lost the path and we give up. If I couldn't stand in front of the camera, I found myself working behind it, creating the stories instead of posing for it. That detour led me to writing, and all along, I began to notice something. I watched young creatives struggle to explain their dreams, the ideas they had, their visions, but they didn't always have the words or the confidence to be understood. In them, I saw myself. So I decided to do something simple. I tried to hold their hands, at least for as many as I could. And then something remarkable happened. When they began to work with their hands, their voices changed. Though they were created, their voices changed through what they created, whether it was food, film, fashion, photography, name it. Their stories finally found a voice. People began to understand them, not because they spoke louder, but because their work spoke clearly. That is the beautiful power of skills. Skills don't just teach us how to earn a living. They teach us how to communicate value. Skills gives dignity, create opportunity, and turn ideas into impact. I don't say this by theory. I say it from experience. I have built, served, and sustained meaningful work through skills, creativity, and consistency long before everything looked perfect or even made sense. And that is why today matters. Because today, through this graduation, we are witnessing more than designs on runways and skills that have been taught and understood over a period of time with struggles. I know for those who are scared of waking up early, without meals, sometimes even with fatigue. We are witnessing stories. We are witnessing fashion, designs, name it all. Every color, every fabric, every stitch, every hard work carries identity, culture, emotion, and intentions. Long before we had microphones or social media, people told their stories through what they wore, and the world listened. So today, dear graduates, what you present is not just an introduction to the world. It is the beginning of a journey, one that will tell stories, one that will create impact, and one that will change livelihoods. Your work speaks before you do. It says who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. Let it speak excellence. Let it speak originality. Let it speak with confidence. Class of 2025, you guys are ready. You may not know everything yet, but you know enough to begin. So do not wait for permission to start. I believe you've granted them the permission? Yes? You can see the smiles on their faces and the confidence in their eyes. So go for it. To the trainers and the leadership of Delight Technical College, thank you for shaping not just graduates, but change makers, entrepreneurs, award winners, and storytellers. To the parents and guardians, thank you. Thank you so much for believing in a path that empowers hands as much as it sharpens their minds. Thank you for the confidence and the entrusting them to the world. As you sit back and enjoy this day, watch them shine. As I conclude, I would like to leave you all with this. Dear graduates, tell your stories boldly through your work. Let your skills speak across countries, counties, and beyond borders. Let your creativity carry truth, culture, and purpose into the world. The runway is not just a stage, it's a platform. Your certificates are not just papers, but a destination. It's a tool, use it wisely. Congratulations, the world is watching. Go tell your stories.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jackie. And we want to call Ms. Jackie. And next we are going to have Ms. Teresa Lubano. Teresa Lubano is the founder and creative director of Fundamenta Kenya, a pioneering digital-first, print-on-demand textile marketplace, redefining access to African-inspired fabric design. Through Fundamenta, Teresa is championing innovation and in the intersection of fashion, technology, and culture by enabling designers, brands, and creatives to access high-quality, customizable textile prints without the constraints of traditional manufacturing. With a strong vision for transforming Africa's textile value chain, Teresa has built Fundamenta into a platform offering over 400 unique digital fabric parties, alongside bespoke and limited edition custom design services. Her work empowers designers and entrepreneurs to scale sustainably while preserving African narratives, craftsmanship, and design identity. Teresa is passionate about democratizing textile production, supporting emerging creatives, and positioning African designs competitively on the global stage. She continues to advocate for sustainable production models, digital innovation, and creative entrepreneurship within the fashion and textile industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage Ms. Teresa Lubano.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Sometimes when you hear your own bio being read, you tend to get astonished at the accomplishments. So thank you so much for preparing such a wonderful bio. My name is Teresa Nanjala Lubano. I'm the co-founder at Undameta. Hi. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'll start again. Thank you very much, everyone, for allowing me to be in front of you. Congratulations, graduates. They say one of the most special moments and the happiest moments in anyone's life is to graduate. I hope you know this. So be happy, we're proud of you, congratulations. The next one is marriage, or vice versa. So today I'll just share with you a little piece of knowledge about our brand and why I think you should actually join our ecosystem. So when you look around you, me included, the world is predominantly dominated by Western pattern and design. And what that does is that it stifles African pattern, African culture, African aesthetic across the board, from textile to products. Now, we also are witnessing, I'm sure you don't know this, but even the fabric that you think is African is not. It's actually made in other markets, primarily the global north, China, Bangladesh, India. That fabulous kitenge is not made here. So guess what? All the economics are being shared outside of the continent. There's also another problem. There's a disconnect in the value chain. Textile designers and fabric makers lack collaboration. Designers as well are facing issues around sourcing of unique, consistent, and fabric collections, and they also face very many issues, such as unreliable sources, repetitive textiles. I think you've ever gone somewhere and bought textiles in Masai Market or wherever, and you thought it was the most unique textiles, only to go to Sunday church and find 2-3 people wearing the same thing, right? So that simply means it's so common. And of course, outdated prints. There's also another challenge, and the challenge is there's a lack of continuous supply of locally made African textiles, which really stifles the production locally of textiles. Now, one of the big issues around this issue around textiles is that we have a unique issue in this part of the world, which is the dominance of secondhand clothing. We did a research in 2022. 88% of Kenyans consume secondhand clothing, which is also known as mtumba. But guess what that does to our environment? It pollutes the environment. The cheap synthetics don't decompose, and they clog up our waterways. And also, consequently, they stifle the local textile production of African-inspired textiles. So therefore, what do we do as Undameta? We really elevate African-inspired design. We showcase African designs through our e-commerce platform. We harness the power of technology to support and promote designers. How? They earn a revenue. They earn royalties. For every meter sold, they get a commission. And we also foster innovation within this space. We also streamline supply chains. How? We connect textile designers with fabric producers locally, as well as fashion makers, fashion entrepreneurs, and anyone who really needs textiles. Another thing is, using the power of technology, we do provide affordable print-on-demand textiles by using digital printing methods, which is, of course, more efficient. And we are also today expanding our market potential We've worked with churches. We've worked with students here. I'm sure Ashley's here. Hey, she's printed with us, and so many other parties such as corporates and other organizations that see the value of promoting Kenyan. We also leverage technology. Our platform is one called Systems Designed for Sustainability. We really look at the full pillars of sustainability, which is the social aspect, the environmental aspect, as well as the economic aspect. We're excited to say, we're only 3 years old, but we've received 2 grants already. One at inception, thanks to the African Hub for Sustainable Creative Economies, as well as one from the CIV Fund, which is based in Uganda, the former being from the UK. So we're all that in a bag of chips. So I'll finish by just mentioning a few things about the why you should actually contact us, why you should join our ecosystem. For one, you can now, for the very first time, across the continent or in the world, print African-inspired surface pattern textiles from 3 meters and above. You can also print your own custom designs, and we do provide 2D fabric design services, as well as 3D avatar render designs for you to see how your print looks on a model. Of course, at a small fee. There's also the option to print from over 15 textiles from your 100% natural fabrics, that's cotton, made predominantly in Kenya. Some of the sourcing is coming from India, but the spinning, the weaving, bleaching, and printing is being done in country. We also provide over 400 prints that you can choose from readily and consistently have a supply of it, because you'll always know where to go to. And we take pride in knowing that you'll always have a reliable partner. Now, my plea is for you to join our community, whether as a designer or as a buyer. As a designer, you earn royalties for every meter as you sleep forever. And as a buyer, you get one-of-a-kind prints. We also are extending to the Delight School community a pre-order discount using a promo code that I will share with your admin for you to be able to have access to our catalog at 1,500 Kenya shillings. Delivery will be free of charge within Kenya. I'd like to just close by saying our mission is to democratize access to African-inspired surface pattern design and lead fashion towards a more culturally sustainable and responsive future. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mbwana. Everyone else for that is down.
Speech as short as possible. And I'm going to title my speech Jembe. I think we all know what a Jembe is, right? There's this saying that says that the smartest farmer is the one that sharpens their Jembe. There's a big conversation between when you are choosing a career, if you should go towards the side of talent, or if you should go towards the side of academics. Your batch is very unique because you're combining the two together. You're combining talent, and today we are celebrating it in an academical way. But why am I talking about a Jembe? When I say Jembe, I'm talking about your tools of trade. Anybody can put pieces of clothing together to create an outfit. But I will share a very quick story with you. I came here today with my girlfriend. She's a professional singer. And there's one conversation I usually have with her in the house, because whenever she goes to the studio and she makes this amazing music, she is really tired after that. But then I usually tell her, writing the music, going to the studio, recording it, and being handed your CD in your hands is 10% of the work done. The work begins once you have the music in your hands. And the same thing applies to you guys. Once you create your outfit and it's done and it's ready, once you come up with whatever design that you have, the work has just begun. Because you are your first model. So you have to represent yourself, you have to represent your designs. There's a saying that do not get high on your own supply. Have you guys ever heard of that statement? Usually it refers to drugs. I think this is the only time you're allowed to get high on your own supply. Which means if you're making an outfit, it will be amazing to be your own walking billboard. Isn't that right? Can you imagine you're introducing yourself to somebody and somebody tells you, oh, your suit looks really nice. And your answer is, I made it myself. Right? Isn't that a beautiful thing? Now, my next statement will go to the parents. First of all, I'm really proud of you guys. It's not every day that African parents would choose their kids to study a course that is not very considered formal. But I want to challenge you today, and I will just, a quick show of hands. How many parents here today are wearing any design made by a Kenyan? Just lift your hand. If you're wearing any design that is made by a Kenyan, I can only see 2 hands. Okay. How many are wearing a design that is made by anybody seated on your left? That's beautiful. Please clap for those parents. Your first support should always start from your environment, from the people around you, from your friends, from your family, from your relatives, and the people that surround your everyday life. So that's a challenge to this side. Now, when we go back to the tools of trade, it's not every day that we find somebody who is well-rounded. And creating an outfit is just the glue. I always say designers are the glue to fashion. But fashion blends in a whole lot of people together. And I think there was a teacher here who talked about collaboration. I want to emphasize on the same thing and tell you that the glue of a designer brings together a model, it brings together a photographer, it brings together a stylist, it brings together a makeup artist, it brings together a runway, it puts together a studio, and all these people depend on you. That is how important you are to that industry. So when we're talking about collaboration, just like she said, collaboration does not necessarily have to be monetary. The skill that you're putting out there is your highest value, way beyond the money. Because once you pay for something, it's an excellent conversation I was having the other day. Once you pay for something, the aspect of collaboration is out of the window. Let me give you an example. If I come to you and I order an outfit, okay? And I pay for that outfit, do you expect me to post you on my social media? I can choose to, or I can choose not to. So when I talk about collaboration, I'm talking about exchange of skill, not exchange of money. Exchange of skill. You will be so surprised that as a beginner designer, you're now starting your journey. You dress cooler, and that could be your roots into the industry. Just because you're able to dress the right person. And that is what we're talking about, collaboration. The next point I want to talk to you about is being ready when the opportunity knocks. There's a few things, it is unfortunate, maybe the systems are different now, but in my time when we were still in school, beyond academics, there's not much we learned. We did not learn how to survive out here in the streets. All we learned was how to count, how to speak English, and how to do the right things. But I want to ask you guys, quick show of hands, how many of you have a passport? How many of you have a passport? That's quite unfortunate. How many of you have a driving license? How many of you have a KRA PIN? Okay, it seems the business side is working. How many of you can publicly speak and tell their stories? I'll give you a quick story as I finish my short speech, or long, I don't know. In 2015, I accompanied a friend of mine to audition for one of the biggest commercial adverts that has ever been shot to represent Africa. It was a wine company called Calorosi. I was not prepared. I went there in my shorts and a vest, and I accompanied a friend of mine who was very dressed up. When we got there, I went to use the washroom because the guy was taking too long. The director who was directing the audition happened to see me, and they asked me if I could audition in my shorts, and my slippers, and my vest. The interesting part is 2 weeks later, I received a call that they had picked me. But the weirdest part is I did not own a passport. But we were shooting this job in 3 countries: Greece, Malaysia, and Dubai. I would say I was lucky because I knew somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, but this opportunity would have been gone. Now, I'm challenging you guys. There's some essential things that you have to own. If today the opportunity comes knocking, you don't want to lose it because there is something that somebody else who is not as good as you has. So in the next, I know we're going towards Christmas, but in the next 2 to 3 months, challenge yourself to get a passport. An opportunity could come today where we're looking for 10 designers to go to whatever it is. I'm challenging you to get a passport, get a driving license, get a KRA PIN, register a business so that you are always ready. I heard she was talking about the business side of design and how sometimes you can apply for grants and things like that. You cannot apply for a grant if your business is not registered. Okay? To sum it all up, I would like to say congratulations to you guys. Myself as a model, I will offer myself as a service. Should you ever need a professional model, if you guys do manly related outfits, I will be at your service. And I'll be the first person to tell you that I am ready to collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nairobi, for that insightful speech. And as I told you, parents,
graduates and faculty, today is a celebration of your hard work and the commitment and investment that your parents have put into you. With that being said, as a writer, I usually make use of a lot of phrases. So I have to ask the question to the graduates: how many of you have ever heard of or used the phrase "kwani ni kesho ama kesho pia ni siku"? By a show of hands. Okay. The reason why I'm asking that is because tomorrow has come. And this leads me to ask a question to you: what is next? And what is next is a question that can be asked by another question as to why. Why did you join Delight, and why did you choose the careers that you have chosen? If you can't ask that question why, you need to then look at why you came here and the obstacles that are standing in your way. Such obstacles can be opportunity to find out why and what you want to do next. If you leave here today and find tomorrow you cannot ask why, you start this journey, take time to reflect and look for opportunities. Once you can answer these questions, doing your why will not be a problem. In pursuing your why, also remember not to overcomplicate things. From experience with the filmmakers here and storytellers, they can tell you firsthand that when they've graduated, they think of doing a big Hollywood blockbuster. And that can be an automatic road to failure. Instead, start small, think small, solve problems, and grow. Yes, as an artist, fashion designer, you want to pursue complexity. I'd like to give an example as to how this can be problematic. If you've ever heard of the show 101 Dalmatians, there was a remake that Disney did called Cruella. I want to challenge you as fashion designers to go and watch that movie, and it will give you an insight into how to have a simplistic and problem-solving approach can launch your careers. Innovation and simple progress, and then complexity. Also, have the personal audacity to not stop doing what you are or be your authentic selves. No one else will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. With those suggestions in mind, I would also like to refer you to social media and specific individuals on social media, particularly two accounts, Ikurodu Boys, Boys being spelled B-O-I-S, and the second is Official Lady Faith. These two accounts should give you guidance and all the inspiration you need. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, the faculty, parents, the proud guardians, and the class of 2025. Good afternoon. Are you feeling happy today? Are you feeling happy today? Please clap for yourselves. I know this has not been easy for you. It's been a lot of struggles, a lot of dedication, commitment. I've been here several times to watch you showcase, show your talents, and I'm very proud to stand here today to tell you that this is just the beginning. My name is Olga Atieno Ojijo. I started my work about 9 years ago. I want to take this moment to talk to parents and to thank you very much for having the strength to even believe in this. I grew up with one parent, my father. My brothers, I come as the fifth child. So my siblings had taken different careers. We have engineers, lawyers, and different careers in the family. So when my turn came, I told my parents I loved fashion. And my dad did not understand. He didn't understand because my siblings were having good careers. And he thought maybe this is just a last-born thing. You want to play with your hobbies, and after some time, you will choose your correct career. This did not change. The reason why I'm directing this to parents was because My dad is a military man, by the way. We could not just negotiate. He said, choose what you want to do, and fashion is not going to be one of them. And so you know what I did? I got a degree for him. I went to school, did PR and communications, and handed my degree to him. And I traveled out of the country. When I traveled out of the country, this is where I grew my confidence. And this is also what I'll tell you, that your confidence will put you to different places. You might want to tell your parents today that I am going to pursue fashion. And then tomorrow, you want to be a biker. And then a day after, you want to be a nun. Have consistency. That will place you differently. It will define you. It will make you look very different as compared to your other siblings. This is still at home. I'm still talking from the point of being just at home. So when this did not change, remember I told my dad this right when I was just joining high school. But I'll take you back to where my love for fashion began. My mom passed when I was just 9 years old. And I didn't know how to grieve. I didn't know what to do at this time. But I remember that I think she must have loved fashion. So there was a room that her entire wardrobe was there. I didn't like playing much outside. So every afternoon, I think I was hiding, but I found love playing with her clothes. So I went to her wardrobe, picked a few clothes every afternoon, tried them on, and one day I had the courage to cut, even though I knew my dad would kill me. My siblings or any other person, had they known what I had begun doing, they would have killed me. So I picked one of the clothes, placed it on me, tried it, went into the mirror, checked myself, and I felt beautiful. I said I needed to do something with that piece of cloth to change it to something that I could love and I could own. And the fact that these were my mom's pieces, I wanted to have more power wearing them. So I tried that on, did a cut, and I loved it. It took a couple of days. I picked another one. I couldn't do so much with it. I picked it and went to Fundi wa Mtaa. I told her exactly how I wanted to redesign that cloth so that I could wear it with pride. I did this with a number of these clothes. Why am I sharing with you this story? I'm sharing with you this story so that I know each one of you has a story. The reason why you chose to study fashion.